Over the course of my life, I've had a lot of odd jobs, but probably one of the strangest was when I became a cocktail waitress, legally, at only 19. Surprise, surprise, appearing visibly quite young while serving drinks doesn't always bring out the best in people, unless of course you consider it peak to receive your tips in creepy compliments and cocaine. But clientele aside, it was a good job from the coworker perspective. We had several great bartenders, and a weekend barback who even gifted me his old, dusty Nintendo 64 after I told him about my video game deprivation as a child, along with, for some unknown reason, an entire box of back issues of Maxim magazine. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Maxim, it's pivoted towards a higher-end format in recent years, but it used to basically just be the trashy men's version of Cosmopolitan with a lot more boobs. And if you've never read 100 issues of it back-to-back, you may also have space for something useful in your brain, like figuring out whether T or P comes first in the alphabet without singing the whole song. But you may also not know the single most important piece of life advice I've ever read, which is how to make a first date special every time. According to Maxim, the best first date involves committing a tiny crime together, something big enough to give you an adrenaline rush, but small enough that you won't end up in jail. Which, if you think about it, is kind of like the poor man's version of bachelorette-style adventure dates, since it's way cheaper to jaywalk than to bungee jump, although both can be equally exciting depending on the distance of the cars. The only problem is that a first date only happens once, and I have vanishingly few of them now that my husband rarely travels for work. So instead, I've been looking for subtle ways for the two of us to commit a tiny crime together to see if it brings us back to that new relationship energy that so many people crave. But it's hard, as two law-abiding, responsible parents, to find a misdeed that fits the bill. Stealing the neighbor's junk mail just doesn't give us that rush, and we can't shoplift candy bars from the neighborhood grocery because it's the only good one in the area and our lives would be ruined if we caught a ban. Recently, however, I think I've come up with the perfect solution. We have a new dog who won't pee in the yard. The internet thinks that if another dog pees in it first, that might break the seal. Don't get me wrong, kidnapping a whole dog is way too big of a crime. But it's winter, and there's yellow snow everywhere. So watch out, date night. Mama's got a shovel and a plan.